So this is mine and Alex's first trip to Goodwill, where we recorded and taped our first time looking for things to resell for profit. So we're going to go in here and let you see what we got, and hope you have a good time. Now, when we started this journey, I didn't really know anything about reselling. I didn't know anything about the items to look for, or what names were, or makers were, what I wanted to actually sell. I just kind of started watching a lot of YouTube videos and looking things up and learning. I spent like 8 months learning, and I still don't know probably half of it. But I'm trying really hard to learn as I go, and I've watched a lot of resellers and what they do, and learned a lot of names and a lot of makers, and I am doing the best that I can. I actually think I've done pretty well for being a beginner. I did take that sculpture because I'm trying to branch out from just doing glass and pottery and ceramics. So I've been trying to do some metals as well, and some wood pieces. So and that sculpture, that metal sculpture that I picked up, it had a signature on the bottom, but I couldn't read it, and I still don't know what it says. But it was nice, and I took it, and it is for sale on my eBay page. So my son Alex is with me. He's in the store looking at toys. That bowl had a chip, otherwise I probably would have took it because it was really pretty. Anyway, Alex, he comes with me on these trips, and he helps me carry things, and usually he wants a toy of some sort, and so that's what he's doing right now. He's looking for a toy. There was a lot of people in here this day. I mean, it's not that often that I come to Goodwill. I usually come in the mornings before work or on the weekends. But this day there was I don't know, there was a lot of people. So I was maneuvering, and I was trying not to talk out loud because I didn't want people to be nervous about me with a camera. And it was also my first time using my GoPro camera. I put that basket in my cart. I don't think I ended up getting it. Some things I put in my cart so that I can go look them up. Because if I end up wanting them and I left them behind, somebody else could take them. But then if I don't want them, I go and put them back where they were. The workers at this Goodwill, well, at most Goodwills, they work hard to put all this stuff. And when people don't put stuff back, then it doesn't get found. Or, I just try to be respectful of that. So I was here actually for a while, I think. I spend a lot of time in Goodwills. I was pointing out that somebody had donated all these. It must have been a store that donated all those baskets and picture frames. And look, there's a whole bunch of them up there. But there was a ceramic pottery ashtray, but it had a huge chip on the back. Otherwise, I probably would have took that because those do well for me. And this was one of the wood pieces I picked up. I didn't take it right now, but I do come back to it and take it. I just thought it was neat. It was old, and it might sell well. I try to stay within, try to pick up stuff that I know I can at least get $20 for, to get my money back and, make $20. I liked this vase. It was Teleflora, but it was pretty to me. It was bright red, and I try to, I don't always pick up fancy things. Sometimes I pick up things that are just pretty because, some people like that, and that's sometimes all people can afford, like me. They had a lot of vases this day, but nothing in this section that I wanted. Anyway, I was trying to, I've been trying to learn things as I go along and try to be able to spot things on site. I don't always know, but a lot of them I do know. A lot of them I do now. I can spot them on site. And like, Fenton and Murano and, just a lot of brands that I can spot. Shawnee and Royal Copley and there's a lot. But I don't know what made me take that green vase right there. It was just a cheapy vase. It wasn't anything special, but I did sell it pretty quickly. So yay me. I did take it though, and it's already sold. But I'm just going to look around for a little bit and get back to you. I did like this vase. It was thick and it had good weight to it, and I just thought, I don't know, I thought it was pretty. And it was, I don't like picking up clear stuff too much, but sometimes I do. And I did put it in my basket, but when I went to the register, I talked myself out of it and changed my mind and gave it back. That vase was very heavy, and but it had no signatures on it. And I try not to have to pick up so many heavy things and big things because they're very difficult to ship. And, if it had had a signature, I probably would have taken it. I do pick up a lot of pottery when I get a chance, especially Mexican pottery. I really like Mexican pottery. So, and it sells well for me. That little green vase has been there forever. And that red square one, that's like, a florist vase, and you see them everywhere. Everywhere. I did take this teapot, just because I thought it was pretty colored. That's it. I just thought it was pretty. And, I've sold teapots that people used not for teapots. They used them for planters. So, just because if a teapot doesn't have a lid, that doesn't always throw me off, because I know several people that I've sold to told me that they had no intention of using it for a teapot. They wanted to use it as a planter. So I do pick them up when I come across them. These were plate stands, and I was telling myself I should buy some of those, but I kind of veered away from plates, or decorative plates, because they don't really sell very well, and they just take up room at my house. But I thought they were still neat, and I probably should have picked them up. I did take this giraffe. I liked the color of, I don't know what that design was, but I liked them. And it was, I believe, for potpourri. That's what it seemed like. I did put it in my basket, but I did end up giving it back at the register. I don't know. I don't know why. I just decided against it. And so I did pick up this rose paperweight, and I sold it at a flea market. I've been getting booths at local flea markets in my area, and paperweights do really well as coffee pots. Coffee mugs. They do really well. And so I had a lot of coffee mugs, and in my booths, in the flea market, I sold well over half of them. So I look for more now. Now that, in all kinds of them, there's no special kind that was selling. They were just, a lot of kids bought them, and a lot of people bought them as gifts for people. And they like a lot of the ones that have, animals, of course, on them. There was a mug in this box, and I put it in my cart because I was trying to figure out what it was. Why was it so special that it had its own box, and it was called Masterpiece. I did end up putting it back later. I never got it out of the box to be able to see it and whatever it was. So I'm just looking through the glassware, trying to see if they have any good sets, because I mainly look for sets in glassware, and like for Mexican hand-blown glass sets, those do well, and they're very pretty. You can feel the weight of them, and their quality when you feel that. I look for pottery mugs a lot. They do well, and people like them a lot. Owl stuff, people just love owl stuff. I'm not sure why, but they're cute, I guess. I guess that's why. They're cute. I don't think in real life owls are that cute. But I did find these 4 pottery mugs that I'm going to show you in a minute, right? Those ones right there. And they did well at the flea market as well. I bought them for like $1.29, and I sold them for $8 a piece. So, and they were just mugs that somebody made. A girl named, I think her name was Irene. I think that was the name on the bottom of the mugs. That blue ashtray in my cart, I picked up as well. It was vintage. I want to say, I can't think of the name. I'll think of it later. But I already sold it. It did really well. Ashtrays do well. Glass ashtrays, ceramic ashtrays, pottery ashtrays. A lot of people don't use them as ashtrays. They use them as trinket dishes, and especially the vintage ones. Ashtrays that my parents used back when I was a kid now are worth a lot of money when you come across them. And it's so weird, the things that your parents used that you never gave a second look at. Now people want the nostalgia of it. They miss the past. They miss things that remind them of when they were a kid, or remind them of the loved one that is no longer here. And glass ashtrays do that very well. This purple vase is another example of, I just thought it was really pretty, so I picked it up. I don't end up taking it. I go and put it back. But I carried it around the store for a little bit, just because I thought it was pretty. And in a minute here, Alex is going to come up to me, and he's asking if he can get something. And I think I told him he could, but Alex, he's so sweet. He really enjoys doing this with me, usually because he wants to get a toy for himself, and that's fine, because I like his company. It's not as when I go by myself, I'm all into it on my own and focused. But I like having him there with me. I like the company. Alex, he talks to me in the car and stuff, and Alex has Asperger's, and so he's not that talkative. But I just like having him there. He makes me feel more alone. There he is, waving, seeing to get that toy that he wanted, which I think was a water gun again. He always picks those up for some reason. I was laughing because how big that clothesline pin was. And the lady next to me was also shocked at how big it was. And it was just decorative. That's why it wasn't an actual clothespin. I kept finding these around the store, these stuffed birds. They were turkeys, really. But they were randomly placed around the store, and I don't know anything about them. I don't know. I just have never been interested in them. I was trying to see what this thing was, and I think I even stopped and Google Lensed what it is, but it wasn't worth anything, so I didn't take it. And, I think that's what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to get my phone out so that I could Google Lens it and see what it might be worth, or if it was worth picking up at all. But it must not have been, because I did not take it. So here is another one of those stuffed turkeys, and I'm struggling to try and find the tag and read it. And I was also trying to see if there was a tag to say what it was for. So this was there was Thanksgiving decor, and I was looking at some of these Christmas things, these soldiers, and see, and then they even have some 4th of July stuff. This day, they had a lot of stuff on the shelves this day. I was commenting to myself that I think that's missing letters. I wondered if it was supposed to say hello. Those sit on a shelf, and then you hang like stockings from them, and so I'm not really sure what it was supposed to say. The owl made me curious. I was not sure what it was for, if it was just a figurine, but I didn't take it. It didn't speak to me. So I just kept going. I'm still looking through the Christmas stuff, and I see this family of skiers, and I was laughing to myself just because I thought they were cute, and I'd never seen that before. I wasn't really sure what you were supposed to do with it, but it was neat. I mean, they were a whole family. I did pick up that ceramic basket. The camera kind of leans to the side because it was on the top shelf, and I have a hard time reaching stuff on the top shelf. So right now I'm just going back and forth because they were walking around and they were restocking the shelves. So I just kept looking around. I do look at these molds. There's some kind of mold, but I'm not sure if they're for like cookies, or they might be for cookies, but I wasn't really sure. I picked up that thing and put it in there. I don't know why I did that. But I often rearrange stuff that, I think should go together or are supposed to be in pairs, or I just do that. It's out of habit. I don't know why I was looking at that pan at all. I do not buy cookware from Goodwill, but my husband does. He often finds these cast iron pans that are awesome and we use for a long, long time. So now I'm looking in what Tiffany of Thrifting Vegas would call the kitcheny bits. Just looking for salt and pepper shakers or ceramics or Nippon. I often find Nippon here, even though I gotta be honest, Nippon does not seem to sell that well, but it's very pretty, and it's usually vintage or antique when you find it. But I liked that picture with the green handle applied, but I think it was plastic. I think I jiggled it at some point. And but I hardly ever find something good in this area, in the in quotes kitcheny bits. But I always check it because I have found really neat salt and pepper shakers and some really good dishes in here. So, or, like serving dishes or relish dishes. I did like that egg. It was ceramic. It was an egg holder, but I thought it was cool. I'm looking in the pillows area because I was looking for a pillow for my car because I need a pillow behind my back because I'm short and to reach the pedals. I just have to have my seat a certain way, and it would just help a lot if I had a pillow. So that's what I'm doing right here. I'm looking for something for my car, and then I go and check out the textiles, which I really know nothing about. And I've never seen anything there worth taking. And then I decide to look stuff up in my cart. So then I stop for a little bit. I end up back at this napkin box, but I didn't get it. It was heavy. It was just really nice. I thought it was cool. I did get this glass case dish. I'm not sure what you use it for, but it was pretty. It had roses on one side, and there was slight chipping on the edging, but it was like a zigzag edging when you took it apart because it was two pieces. But you seen that there's a mallard wooden duck in my cart as well. I didn't get me picking it up, but I did take that, and it has already sold. So I'm coming towards the end of the video. I'm just checking to make sure that I didn't miss anything on my way out. Here's where I came back and picked up the wooden box and decided to keep it. I don't know why I didn't take that little cute teapot next to it, but I did not. And I'm going over it and over it to try and see if there's any signatures or anything like that, but there wasn't. I also took this horse box, which has already sold. I think I sold it for like $25. It did really well. I did not like that dish. I know I didn't pick up the horse trinket box right then, but I do get it. I'm not sure if I show that, but I do take it with me. And I also took this Anno Creation cat with me. I think it's called Anno Creations. It's very cute, and I did take that with me as well. I did look it up, I think, and it was worth buying, so it came home with me. I'm now heading towards the checkout. I'm done. I got a lot on this day. It's rare for me to get this much stuff in one trip at the Goodwill. But I did get a lot. And I do always usually check out the cases before I leave. But I don't think I found anything. Anyway, thanks for watching my video. Please like, subscribe, and comment. I hope, I will get better as I go along, and I hope you'll keep on watching and check out some of my other videos.